Hey, happy Thursday. It's me again, LaRonda Greets. I am out here. Um, Welcome to my channel. Black women over 50, our lives matter too. And I thought I would come on today and talk about how I'm getting through. I want to talk about mentorship. And I'm talking about it and been thinking about it in a different kind of way. Um, at this age, black women, as we are over 50, folks are often coming to me to serve as a mentor. I love that. I don't mind it. Um, and I want to ask you, have you thought, who's mentoring you? Who's teaching you how to be at this age? Who's teaching you how to find your joy at this age? And I thought I would share with you a couple of folks who have um, been instrumental in getting me to my current bold and audacious self. And the first one on my list is Queen Oprah, Oprah Winfrey. Oprah, friend in my head, all the things. And I'm going to talk about the two friends in my head. So, Oprah Winfrey, I can remember, I've said this before, just watching her and her journey um, in life when she became a public figure that I knew about, right? I just thought, man, look at that woman. She's not a size 2, she's brown like me. Uh, she makes mistakes, and she would be vulnerable, and sometimes she would cry, and I was like, wow, okay, Oprah, I see you. And of course, she's gone above and beyond where I ever imagined that she could go, and I'm sure she's ever imagined that she could go, and making mistakes all along the way. And I said, Oprah turned 70 this year. And I remember when I think she turned 40, and she was 40. And so I'm 61. So she's got 9 years on me. And I was in my 30s, and I was kind of in the midst of, if those of you who are remember back when you're in your 30s, and it was like, whoa, it's me, this life where I'm supposed to be. I went through a lot of transitions in my life when I was in my 30s. I moved on my own, was getting a divorce, had 2 children that I was trying to raise, and it was a lot of, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And then at 4 o'clock, at Monday through Friday, I could go and sit and watch Oprah. And I have a cousin who used to tell me, I used to love to watch soap operas when they would come on, Young and the Restless. CBS were my soap opera. That was my soap opera channel. And my cousin would say, you watch soap operas differently. Because I would be watching the fashions. I would be watching, thinking about the actors. Like, who are these people who get this job? Erica Kane, Susan Lucci, who got to have her job for such a long time. And as I am saying that, I wonder to myself, where's Susan Lucci doing today? Because she had that steady gig, right, for a long time. And then soap operas are not as popular. I think a couple of them are still on the air, but folks are getting old. Victor, you can't impregnate nobody now because you're 175 years old. But so watching as we grow, and Oprah back then was saying, she's about to turn 40, and then she would just be like, these are the best years of my life. And I thought, whoa, I had never heard anyone speak about growing older and having that level of appreciation. So thank you, Queen Oprah, for that. And you continue to do that for me, even, getting knees replaced and hiking, and, whatever you're doing with your life, seeing the happiness on her face brings me joy. And most importantly, it encourages me to keep going. I know Queen Oprah has her problems and struggles and all of the things, the way how her life was when she was born and all that. But that's my girl. Second mentor, online virtual mentor, was Wendy Williams. Like I said, when I first moved to New Jersey and I heard that woman on the radio with her big personality, and she was all out here, and I had not stepped into myself like that at all. It, no. I'm I am an introvert by nature. People might not, they don't oftentimes believe me when I say that, but I'm kind of like a laid back, sit back, and let y'all go out there and do all the things. I'm watching y'all. And I grew up in the church. I love the Lord. I love going to church and good choirs and those kinds of things. Not so much the politics, but one of the saddest parts about my life today is that I don't have a church home, but I'm grateful for online church. I can find my pastors, and I can go back and listen to, and I can listen to my old gospel songs and that. And so it breaks my heart to see how her health has deteriorated in a course of like 2-3 years. Um, she got to live her dreams, and what her life, and I'm just all of anything I know about Wendy has been through the radio, through television, through documentaries, etc. I don't know that woman. The last documentary they did about her on Lifetime just was heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. My mother had all dementia and Alzheimer's that she died from, and it's not good. It's not good to watch. It's not good to live, to have. I can't even imagine. And so seeing Wendy going through what she's going through, as the documentary showed, was heartbreaking, and it inspires me to wake up every day and live like, what if just around the corner something health wise is coming towards me, something any other way. I've got a secret. None of us are going to make it out of here alive. None of us. Not going to make it. So you better live your life. And that's the story that I pray for Wendy. I pray that in this Alzheimer's, dementia realm of healthcare, that we can find some cures, some things that'll make things better, because losing your memory is not cool. And it takes away a lot of your mobility and your ability to make your own cognitive decisions. And then it makes me, one of the lessons that I learned just from doing my best, whatever care that we could offer our mother, and watching Wendy, is that who's in my circle? Who's going to help me? Who's going to be here for me? And so over the course, soon, I will share some things with you all. Some things I'm finding in my research about how to stave off loneliness. I'm a single woman. How to build community. I have community, virtual communities, and I need to think about getting some real people communities, because I'm getting older. That's just the fact of life, right? And so I've found some women online who are talking about, there's a sister that talks about co-living. I'm writing this down so I can remember to put it in the description, who's talking about co-living as you get to be a certain age. I think in my mind, I think about like probably New York. I think more than any place, just because of their because the cost, how much it costs to live in New York City. I think more people have maybe figured that part out. I could be making that up. In my mind, that's what I think. Um, as I've been out in different places, my daughter has a roommate. She's 28. So a 28-year-old having a roommate is one thing. Thinking about a 61-year-old having a roommate feels a little different. Not good, not bad, just different. And as we are single and out here in this world, would it be helpful to have a roommate? You know, could we, you know, yeah. So that's a thing that I'm thinking about. So I'll talk more about that um, over the course of time. I've never really had a roommate. I had a lived with a man once, and I had a husband as well. So two different occasions where I had men that I lived with. Um, but in one time, when I was in LA, um, I had a roommate for maybe 3 months or something like that. Hey, Liz. Liz too young to be on this channel. She don't need to be out here. But I tried it, and I was like, do I need a roommate? And when she moved out, I didn't advertise for a roommate or anything like that. Um, so yeah, that co-living space is one thing at a particular age, right? Next mentor that I have, that my real life, honest to God mentor is Rha Goddess. Rha Goddess, the win. Rha Goddess is an author. This is her book, The Calling: 3 Fundamental Shifts to Stay True, Get Paid, and Do Good. How did I meet Rha? Online, somebody that I, happened upon. And then she and her and Deepa, who is also an author, the first, the few, and the only. Again, I'll put these 2 links to these books in the description. Deepa and Rha started a group called Information, the letter N Formation. And it was cute because it was right around the time that Beyonce came out with her Formation video, song, and all that stuff. And so I joined that group. And since then we don't do information anymore. And it helped me, though, get closer to how entrepreneurs do their work and how they evolve. And Rha after information decided we weren't going to do that anymore. Rha created a group called Born to Shine. And so I am in. I love that title. She also has another group called Move the Crowd. That's what she does. She's the truth. And I love me some Rha Goddess. I think she's spiritual. She is brilliant. She is connected. She is worldly, global. And those are things that mean a lot to me because I like to travel. I haven't been everywhere I want to go. And I have the audacity to think that I can go anywhere that I want to. And Rha helps me with that. And the last one that I'm going to speak about is Tiffany the Budgetnista. Maybe 13 years ago, I was involved in a group called At the Well, and I'll put that in the description too, because they are still in existence. It's a summer program for Black girls, and At the Well is mentorship, and it's a conference, and girls get to stay at Princeton University, and I was the dorm head, basically. I have been doing that in my life, in my career. And Tiffany the Budgetnista was one of the presenters that came, and she had this game to talk to the girls about money. And I'm sitting up here like, I need to know about money. And I need to know about money. And I am grateful and can say that since I met Tiffany, um, I have learned about money, and I got myself debt free, which I never, ever, ever, I say never, never, ever, ever thought I would be debt free. Thanks to student loan forgiveness and to some budgeting, um, planning, listening to Dave Ramsey talk about the debt snowball, another um, mentor kind of coach. Just listen, his diehard kind of in your face, as he says, like he's a hillbilly, which is funny. I love, don't deny it. Dave Ramsey is a Republican. I am not. If anything, I am an independent. But I'm certainly not a Republican. Not with, anyway. But Dave Ramsey and his straight talk around money helped me to get to where, and then, I get Dave Ramsey over here, and then I would look and see what Tiffany was talking about. Tiffany, did it line up? Did it make sense to me? And it did. And so I am thrilled to say that I'm debt free because of these folks. And yeah. And last but not least, who am I following right now? Stephanie Perry, Rashida Dow. These two Black women created a conference called the Exodus Summit. I just happened to be, the algorithm pointed me to Stephanie Perry, I'm sure. Stephanie Perry is a Black woman. Her online, I think she goes by vicarious.com. I don't know, she made that word up probably. Just fine. But she speaks my language too. And her and Rashida, they met, just like I'm saying, they met online. Like Stephanie saw Rashida saw Stephanie's videos, and they were like, hey, got in each other's chat box and became business partners. So much so that they created the Exodus Summit because they are of the same minds and they support one another. And as a Black woman out here in these streets by myself, it demonstrated that, man, we can do this thing. We can support one another. We can find like-minded people. We can accomplish our dreams, our goals, our wishes, and we can do it in a way that's different than we've been doing it. And so, shout out to Stephanie Perry, Rashida Dow, who just had a meetup in South Africa. They be going places. They're right now in Mauritius, I think. Just a little tiny island just outside of the southern part of Africa. Goals, right? They had a meetup in Morocco. These women are younger than me. And this morning I was listening to Rashida's video, and she was saying that, and they both, like, their Rashida's mother was at the meetup in South Africa, and Stephanie's mother too. Her parents live in Delaware, but both moms came with their daughters to South Africa for this meetup, where they had put out the invitation, and almost 100 Black women showed up in South Africa to just hang out, live their lives, listen, find out. They're not selling them anything. Stephanie is just releasing a book, I think. Rashida is just living her best life. And that's what I needed. I needed someone to say, it's okay for you to live your best life. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's see how we're going to do it. And those are the women and Dave who got me to this place. And I'm wishing it for all of you. I'm going to keep sharing what I have learned, what I know, in the hope that you too can be out here living your best life, living your dreams. Um, and yeah, until next time, I've got some fun stuff coming up, and I'll reveal that next time. Like and subscribe my video. Put your comments in the chat if you like. Remember the rules. Be nice, be kind, and take care. Thanks. Bye.